Imagine building your entire life in a city you called home, dreams, career, family, only to have it all ripped away overnight. In 2025, Indians in the US are facing a nightmare none of us saw coming. 10 cities, once symbols of opportunity, have turned into battlegrounds where silent raids, visa crackdowns, and ruthless removals tear apart everything they've worked for. This isn't just about politics, it's about lives, about families losing their futures, about dreams being shattered in the dead of night. You won't believe which cities are behind this cold, calculated betrayal. But here's the thing, it's not the end. For every person sent back, there's a fire ignited, a fight to rise again. And that fight is just getting started. The real question is, what will you do when it's your turn to stand up? This is a story you can't afford to miss. Picture this. You're walking home in San Diego, the sun setting over La Jolla, holding a bag of samosas from the Indian grocery you love. You've built a life here, school, friends, job offers, maybe even your first car. You belong here, right? But 2025 has flipped the script. Meet Ria Patel, a 26-year-old grad student at UC San Diego. She's been thriving, straight A's, a research internship, plans to launch her own startup. But one night, after dinner with friends, she comes home to flashing lights and pounding on the door. It wasn't a misunderstanding. It was a midnight raid. Why? Her optional practical training, OPT, extension got caught in a paperwork backlog. No warning. No second chance. She was cuffed, detained, and now faces deportation. So why is this happening? Under rising political pressure, cities like San Diego have quietly intensified visa crackdowns, especially targeting South Asian communities. Overstays, even accidental ones due to slow paperwork or system glitches, are treated like criminal offenses. Why? Because local authorities want to show they are tough on immigration, even if it means breaking families apart. And how can these cases be prevented? It starts with proactive legal help. Double-check your visa status constantly. Don't wait. Renew early, consult an immigration attorney, and track every single document. Many of these removals could have been avoided if students and workers had better access to timely legal advice or if schools offered more visa compliance support. Here's a jaw-dropping fact. In the past 6 months, visa overstays in San Diego have resulted in a 58% spike in removals, many involving people who didn't even know they were out of status. Legal aid centers? Overwhelmed. Families? Too scared to answer the door, even for the mailman. This isn't just policy. This is panic. Smash that like button if you're shocked, or if you know someone living in fear of this crackdown. And don't go anywhere, because up next, we are heading to a US city you wouldn't believe is cracking down even harder. Trust me, the next story will leave you speechless, and it just might reveal the key to surviving this storm. Stay tuned. Imagine this. You're sipping chai on your porch in Houston, the aroma of spices wafting from your kitchen, your children playing in the yard. Life feels settled, but in 2025, that sense of security is evaporating. Meet Arjun Mehta, a 35-year-old IT consultant who has called Houston home for over a decade. One morning, agents arrived at his workplace, conducting a surprise raid. Despite having a pending visa renewal, Arjun was detained, leaving his family in turmoil. Why is this happening? Under the Trump administration's intensified immigration policies, Houston has become a focal point for enforcement actions. Workplace raids have surged, targeting industries with high numbers of undocumented workers. In one instance, a warehouse in Spring was raided, leading to multiple detentions. Houston Chronicle. These actions are part of a broader strategy to crack down on visa overstays and unauthorized employment. In 2022, India ranked among the top countries for suspected in-country B1 and B2 visa overstays, with over 15,000 cases. How can these cases be prevented? Stay informed. Regularly check the status of your visa and be aware of expiration dates. Legal assistance. Seek guidance from immigration attorneys, especially when dealing with visa renewals or changes in status. Know your rights. Understand that ICE agents cannot enter your home without a signed warrant from a judge. You have the right to remain silent and to consult with an attorney. Community support. Engage with local organizations that offer resources and support for immigrants. The impact of these raids extends beyond individual families. Houston's economy, particularly sectors like agriculture and construction, relies heavily on immigrant labor. The sudden removal of workers can lead to labor shortages and increase costs for businesses and consumers alike. Have you or someone you know been affected by these policies? Share your experiences in the comments below. Let's foster a community of support and awareness. Stay tuned. In our next segment, we'll explore another US city where immigration enforcement is intensifying, revealing the challenges faced by its immigrant communities. You won't want to miss it. You ever feel like you're living your dream, only to have it ripped out from under you in the blink of an eye? That's Atlanta right now. Picture this. Rajiv, 29, a brilliant software engineer, freshly married, working his dream job on an H-1B visa. His life? A sleek downtown condo, weekend cricket with friends, plans to bring his parents from India for the holidays. Until one morning, a knock at the door. ICE, despite valid paperwork. Rajiv is yanked into detention over clerical error, a missing system update, not even his fault. His wife watches helplessly as he's handcuffed and shoved into a van. Hours turn into days, no answers. She calls lawyers, community groups, anyone, but no one knows where he's gone. Gut punch. And Rajiv's story? Not unique. Atlanta, once the crown jewel for skilled Indian workers and bright international students, has become a quiet battlefield. Even those with valid visas are being flagged. Families vanish into detention without warning. Temples transform into legal aid centers. Community festivals fade in fear. The numbers don't lie. Nearly 46.4% of individuals detained by ICE in Georgia have no criminal record. Their only crime is an administrative tangle or visa confusion. Why is this happening? It's a deadly mix: intensified federal crackdowns, overworked legal systems, and local silence. People caught in this wave face a terrifying truth. One bureaucratic slip, one system hiccup, and your entire life can collapse overnight. But here's the pulse-racing twist: this story isn't over. Because redemption? It's possible. Communities are fighting back, organizing Know Your Rights workshops, rallying legal defense funds, building networks of protection. These families aren't statistics. They are neighbors, friends, co-workers. And here's where the tension spikes. Just when you think Atlanta is the storm's eye, the next city on our list takes this crisis to a whole new level. Stay with us, because what's happening next will shake you to the core, and you won't see it coming. Chicago, once the poster child of sanctuary, is now a city of shadows. Picture this. Anjali, a 34-year-old mother of two, finishing her night shift at the hospital, her mind racing through tomorrow's grocery list, school pickups, and a weekend temple visit. Her husband, Raj, texts, "On my way home. Love you." Minutes later, Raj is pulled over, a simple traffic stop for a broken taillight. Routine, right? Only, it's not. By dawn, Raj's phone is silent. His clothes hang untouched by the door. His sons are asking, "Mama, where's Papa?" And Anjali's heart is shattering. No crime, no warning, just a swift removal. Chicago, the city once known for its immigrant embrace, has become a place where even minor slip-ups, expired tags, visa adjustments in progress, missed appointments, can end in deportation. Grocery stores once vibrant with South Asian families are now half empty. Temples, once filled with music and prayers, echo with uneasy silence. Parents pull their kids from school, terrified they'll return to an empty home. Why? Because federal enforcement has found a way in. Despite Chicago's sanctuary promises, new data-sharing systems, ICE workarounds, and political pressures have ripped holes in the city's defenses. Sanctuary isn't about heart anymore, it's about loopholes, quotas, and cold policy. But here's where it twists. The community isn't breaking, it's fighting back. Neighbors form rapid response networks. Legal clinics pop up inside temples. Churches become safe houses. And people like Anjali, they rise, they organize, they protest, they defend each other. This is no longer just a fight to stay, it's a fight to stand together. And just when you think Chicago is the emotional peak, hold tight, because the next city on this list, it's not just pushing people out, it's erasing them, one name, one family, one life at a time. You're not ready for what's next. Stay with us. Imagine this. You're in Miami, the city of beaches, sunshine, and endless mojitos. You've just arrived at South Beach, sand between your toes, wind in your hair, and the sweet sound of reggaeton blasting from the bars. You think, life's good. This is the American dream, right? Wrong. Cut to Kian, a 25-year-old grad student who's living the good life. Or at least, he was. He's got that fresh off the plane glow, an overpriced coffee in hand, and his student visa in perfect order. Or so he thought. He spends his weekends rollerblading in Miami's art districts and debating the latest Bollywood movie with his buddies. Just another Miami vibe, until the universe flips him the bird. One sunny afternoon, Kian's on his way to pick up his favorite taco from that place on Cayo Ocho. He's feeling on top of the world, like he's got Miami wrapped around his finger. Suddenly, a cop pulls up next to him. Routine traffic stop, right? Not anymore. The officer asks for his license and visa. Kian thinks, okay, no big deal. Just a small delay, nothing to worry about. Spoiler alert, it's not a small delay. By the end of the day, Kian's having his farewell party at MIA, Miami International Airport, headed back to Mumbai. No warning, no hearing, just a one-way ticket to India. Wait, what? Did I just say no hearing? Yep, that's Miami in 2025. You overstay by 3 days? Congratulations, you on a one-way flight out. But here's the real kicker. Miami doesn't just quietly pack people on planes. Oh no, it's turned into Deportation Central. You know how you get those emails about urgent, must-read notices? Miami just sends out planes instead, packed with people like they are stocking up for a Black Friday sale. Minor overstays? Boom. Detained. Late visa renewals? Bam. Back to the country you came from. No questions asked. And tourist hotspots? Oh, they are not just full of sunburned college students. They are now deportation zones. Picture this. You're walking through the vibrant streets of Wynwood, maybe with a taco in your hand, and boom, ice pulls up. Suddenly, your spring break turns into a get-the-hell-out-of-the-country day. No time to grab your sunscreen or the Insta-worthy beach hat. It gets even crazier. Miami's got hardline laws that would make your grandma's dentures rattle. People getting kicked out of the country faster than you can say, but I just got here. The worst part? Florida's not even blinking. They've got a zero-tolerance policy, and it's coming for everyone. But here's where the twist comes in. People like Kian, they are not rolling over. The community is rising. Faith-based groups, legal clinics, underground networks. They are not just rolling with the punches. They are throwing punches right back. Miami may be hot, but the fire's just getting started. Quick pause here. Let's face it, you've been glued to this story. If this is hitting home for you, if you're still watching, then you know the impact of what's happening across the country. You probably already have something to say about it. Why haven't you subscribed yet? Because let's be honest, if this is the kind of conversation you need to keep up with, you're going to want to hear what's coming next. But more importantly, you're going to want to be a part of this community, a space where we don't just watch what's happening, we talk about it, challenge it, and make sure it doesn't slip under the radar. So go ahead and join us. It's free, it's quick, and you won't want to miss what we are about to dive into next. Stick around, you won't regret it. So now, let me ask you, how would you feel if you're living the dream, just to have it yanked out from under you? Scary, huh? But hold on to that thought, because the next city we are diving into isn't just playing the deportation game, they are playing for keeps. Stay tuned, because what's coming next will hit you harder than a Cuban sandwich at noon. You won't believe what's going on in the next city, and it's a lot closer to your doorstep than you think. Los Angeles, the land where dreams are made, and apparently, where they are also abruptly ended. You'd think that in a city known for its glitz, glamour, and the occasional celebrity sighting at your local coffee shop, things would be different. But let's dive into a story that might just change your perspective. Imagine this, Ravi, a 26-year-old software engineer from Hyderabad, lands his dream job at a tech startup in LA. He's got the visa, the apartment with a view of the Hollywood sign, and a fridge stocked with Trader Joe's finest. Life's good. One evening, after binge-watching the latest season of his favorite show, there's a knock at the door. It's 2 a.m. Groggy and confused, Ravi opens the door to find immigration agents. Despite having all his paperwork in order, he's taken in for further verification. No explanations, no calls, just a cold detention center and a lot of unanswered questions. Now, you might be thinking, but LA is a sanctuary city, right? Yes, the Los Angeles City Council did pass a sanctuary city ordinance in November 2024, aiming to protect immigrants by prohibiting city resources from being used for federal immigration enforcement. But here's the twist. Federal agents aren't bound by city ordinances. So, while the city might not assist, it doesn't necessarily prevent federal actions. In recent months, there have been reports of immigration officials attempting to enter schools and other sensitive areas, raising concerns about the safety and rights of immigrants in the city. So, what can be done? Awareness is the first step. Understanding your rights, staying informed about local policies, and connecting with community organizations can make a difference. And here's a thought. If this story resonated with you, if it made you feel something, perhaps it's time to delve deeper. There's more to uncover, more stories to tell, and more truths to face. Are you ready for the next chapter? Let me hit you with this. Is New York City still the land of dreams, or has it quietly become a nightmare factory for immigrants? Yeah, I said it. Because beneath the glowing skyline, the pizza joints, the Broadway lights, there's a growing tension you can feel in the air. Indian immigrants, who once flocked here chasing opportunity, are now looking over their shoulders at every subway stop. Imagine this. Priya, 29, a software engineer from Bengaluru, nailed a dream job in Manhattan. She crushed it at work, dodged tourists like a pro, and had a halal cart guy memorize her usual. Life was golden, until one evening when ICE agents pulled her aside outside a midtown bodega. What was a crime? A clerical error in her visa renewal. No trial, no phone call, just cold cuffs and a one-way ride to a detention center. And it's not just her. Thanks to Executive Order 14159, signed in January 2025, expedited removals are now a thing. Forget court hearings, even green card holders aren't safe. The mayor, Eric Adams, who once proudly waved the sanctuary city flag, now faces backlash after allowing ICE to set up shop at Rikers Island. Here's the kicker. New York's sanctuary label? It's a myth. People are being picked off at subway stations, tax offices, even hospitals. Families are skipping doctor visits out of pure fear. But, and here's where I need you to lock in, this story isn't over. Communities are fighting back. Legal aid groups are mobilizing. There's a pulse of resistance growing louder by the day. So, tell me in the comments, is NYC still the dream, or has the dream curdled? And don't wander off. The next chapter is coming. And trust me, you're gonna want to be here for it. Picture this. Ravi, a 35-year-old dad from Hyderabad, was driving home from his late-night shift at a Philly warehouse. He's got his son's Little League trophy on the passenger seat, planning to surprise the family. Suddenly, flashing lights. A routine traffic stop, right? But in Philly, that small moment can spiral fast. The cop asks for his license. Then, his visa papers. Ravi's heart pounds. A tiny issue, an expired address on his work permit, lands him in handcuffs. No chance to explain, no second look. By morning, Ravi's sitting in a detention center, his family frantic, at home. Sound dramatic? It's happening right now. Philadelphia, once a symbol of fresh starts, is now a hot zone for aggressive immigration crackdowns. Here's a hard fact. Under the city's 2025 Cooperative Enforcement Initiative, Philly police now work hand-in-hand with ICE. Home raids, workplace checks, traffic stops, no space feels safe. Indian immigrants are getting caught not for major crimes, but for minor paperwork issues. The city of brotherly love? Yeah, that warmth isn't reaching immigrant families anymore. And here's where you come in. Smash that like button if you believe cities should protect their immigrant communities, not betray them. Drop a comment. Do you think Philly's gone too far, or is this just the new reality? Don't go anywhere. The next city we are diving into has an even wilder twist that will leave you questioning everything. Stick around, because this journey's about to get even more intense. Let me tell you about Ravi, a 32-year-old software engineer from Hyderabad. He moved to Dallas with dreams of building a better future. With a master's degree and a promising job offer, he settled in Plano, a city known for its vibrant Indian community. Life was good, until a routine traffic stop turned his world upside down. Despite having all his documents, a minor discrepancy in his visa renewal process led to his detention by ICE. No warnings, no explanations, just a swift ride to a detention center. Dallas-Fort Worth is home to over 235,000 Indian Americans, making up approximately 3% of the metro area's population. Many are professionals in STEM fields, contributing significantly to the local economy. However, recent immigration crackdowns have instilled fear in this thriving community. In January 2025, ICE arrested 84 individuals in North Texas during a targeted operation. These actions have led families to cancel events and avoid public spaces, living in constant anxiety. The Dallas Police Department has stated it will not assist in mass deportations, emphasizing public safety for all residents. Yet, the community remains on edge, uncertain about what the future holds. So, what can we do? Stay informed, support local advocacy groups, and engage in open conversations about immigration policies. Don't go anywhere. Up next, we'll explore how another major U.S. city is handling similar challenges and what it means for immigrant communities nationwide. Let me ask you something brutal. Do you really believe America is still the land of opportunity, or has it quietly become the land of selective survival? Think about it. Priya, a 28-year-old software engineer from Hyderabad, thought she was living the American dream. High-rise apartment, steady paycheck, a circle of friends she could laugh with over chai lattes. But one evening, walking home from work, she was stopped by immigration officers. A small glitch in her visa renewal. No second chances. No sorry, let's fix this. Just detention. Just deportation. Just gone. Phoenix, Arizona, has become ground zero for aggressive Indian immigrant crackdowns in 2025. Remember Proposition 314? The Secure Our Border initiative passed last year? It allows local cops, not just ICE, to arrest and detain suspected undocumented immigrants on the spot. Then came the Laken Riley Act in January, forcing mandatory detention for immigrants accused of certain offenses, even non-violent ones. And here's the shocker. Reports show even members of the Navajo Nation, legal citizens, are getting wrongfully swept up. Phoenix has gone full biometric tracking, surprise raids at schools, hospitals, even grocery stores. Families aren't just skipping birthdays, they are skipping doctor visits, school plays, even basic public life. WhatsApp groups are blowing up with panic alerts. Stay home. I spotted near Main Street. Guys, smash that like button if you're feeling your blood boil right now, because we need to talk about this. Here's the promise. Stick with me. Because next we are uncovering how another major US city is quietly following Phoenix's playbook, and it's a place you'd never expect. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Is this about safety, or is it a human rights crisis disguised as law enforcement? Let's tear this open, together.